I allow myself to begin to experience my experience in a dimensional way that exceeds the limitations that I was told I was allowed to have. Sometimes in life it's easy to think there are certain boundaries, certain limits we must adhere to. It's as though those boundaries were drawn long ago, and you've been following them without question, simply because that's what you've been told. But what if those lines are not as fixed as they appear? What if in this very moment there's something different, something deeper and richer that you've yet to truly explore? You see, your experience of the world, of yourself, is not confined by the old limits. In fact, the moment you allow yourself to question the boundaries, you begin to notice just how expansive your potential really is. It's like opening the door to a vast landscape, where the horizon stretches out farther than you could ever have imagined. You've been standing in one place, thinking that the view was all that there was. But then, as you shift just slightly, you begin to see there's so much more waiting for you. More dimensions of possibility, more layers of experience than you ever thought were possible. And it's in those subtle shifts that something powerful happens. You allow yourself to be with the experience, not just as a passive observer, but as someone who actively shapes the way they experience reality. Imagine that you have the ability to change the way you perceive what's in front of you. It's almost as though the lens to which you see the world is now becoming clearer, more defined, more vibrant. And with each breath, you can allow yourself to expand into that new space. Now consider this. What if your limitations were simply old stories that you inherited? Stories that were never truly yours to begin with. The beliefs, the ideas about who you are, about what you can or can't do. They're not born from your deepest truth. They were once someone else's belief, someone else's limitation. And when you realize that, there's an incredible freedom in simply letting go of those constraints. Just like a tree that grows freely, reaching out in every direction, expanding effortlessly, you too can grow into the person who transcends those old beliefs. What's fascinating is you don't even have to try to let go of those beliefs. All it takes is the willingness to allow the possibility that there's more to experience. Because as soon as you allow yourself to see it differently, your experience begins to change. It's as though a new dimension opens up before you, and the things you once believed to be impossible then now fall into the realm of possibility. They were never impossible. They were just outside your awareness, waiting for you to recognize them. And in this moment, you might begin to notice how different things feel. Perhaps at first it's subtle, a shift, a small adjustment in your perspective. But then it begins to grow. You start to feel more expansive, more alive, more aligned with your deepest sense of potential. Imagine yourself stepping fully into this new way of experiencing. It's like finding a door you didn't know was there, and realizing you've been standing in front of it all along. You've simply had to turn the handle, and there it is, a new way to be, a new way to live, free from the old limitations. And with each breath you take, you allow more of that possibility to unfold. You can feel how your mind begins to expand with these new ideas, these new beliefs that are as natural to you as breathing. The more you experience this, the more you realize that what you've always believed about what you can and can't do is only a small fraction of the truth. You're far more than that. You've always been far more than that. You might even begin to notice how your body responds to these new possibilities. It's almost like your cells, they're remembering a truth that you've known all along. It's like a natural alignment, a flow that connects your mind and your body to the limitless potential you've always carried within you. This flow, this ease, feels natural, doesn't it? As if everything is in perfect sync. As if all that was required was for you to trust the process. And trust, you see, is an interesting thing. It's not about forcing something to happen. It's about allowing what's already there to emerge. When you trust in the process of your own unfolding, you begin to notice things just seem to flow. It's as if you're in rhythm with the universe itself, effortlessly, as though the very fabric of your existence is aligning with your greatest possibilities. And you can feel that, can't you? As you breathe in, this sense of expansion deepens. As you exhale, you release all that no longer serves you. All the beliefs and stories that once held you back. It's like a gentle breeze that carries away the dust, leaving only the clarity of your true potential. And with each passing moment, that potential becomes clearer, more tangible, more accessible. So now, what if I were to suggest to you that it's only the beginning? That what you allowed yourself to experience up to now is just a taste of what's available. Imagine, if you will, stepping into a world where the limitations no longer apply, where your thoughts and actions are guided by the belief that you can exceed every boundary, every expectation. What would that look like? What would that feel like? You can begin to see. It's not a question of whether or not it's possible. It's already happening. It's already unfolding. And you can continue to allow yourself to expand even further. Because as you do, you'll begin to notice your experience is becoming more and more aligned with who you truly are, limitless, expansive, beyond measure. And as you continue on this journey, you'll find what seemed impossible before. It'll now appear as though it's already in motion. You can feel it, can't you? The ease, the flow, the natural rhythm of your life unfolding in a new, unexpected way. All because you've chosen to step beyond the limitations that you once believed in. And just like that, you've already begun to experience what you've always known deep inside, that you're capable of far more than you were ever told. And with that knowing, anything becomes possible. And as you allow yourself to just be in this moment, without needing to do anything, it's interesting how the simplest shift can completely change the way you experience the world. It's almost like a secret within you, a part of you that's been there all along, waiting for you to recognize it. And now, as you begin to understand that the limitations you once believed to be true, they're merely reflections of stories long past. You might now notice something fascinating. Those old limits, they seem to fade away, like distant echoes in the background of your mind. Isn't it curious how, when you stop fighting against something, it loses its power? The moment you stop giving energy to something that doesn't serve you, it simply ceases to exist in the way it once did. Almost like when you let go of a rope that you've been holding too tightly. At first it feels odd, but then you realize the tension is gone and you feel lighter, freer, open to whatever comes next. And the more you recognize these limits, they're not real, the more the world expands. It's as if with every breath, you're breathing in a new sense of freedom, a new understanding of what's possible. You might even begin to see, in the way you move through your life, where each step forward it feels smoother, more effortless, as if the path itself is unfolding beneath you with ease. There's no struggle anymore, no pushing, just a natural flow, where every action and every thought seems perfectly aligned with your true potential. It's almost like an artist standing before a blank canvas, no longer held back by the boundaries of past experiences, but fully aware that they can create anything, in any shape, in any colour, that they choose. And just like the artist, you too are learning to create. You're learning to shape the world around you, not by force, but by the clarity of your vision, by the depth of your understanding. The moment you stop seeing yourself as limited, you start seeing yourself as the creator of your own experience, the one who decides what's possible. And it might begin to feel like a shift, like an old door that was once locked, now wide open. It might feel like stepping into a place where the possibilities are limitless, where you can move in any direction, where everything is within your reach. And with each step you take, you can sense how everything seems to align perfectly. You start to see the path that you've always longed for was already there, waiting for you to step into it. The only thing holding you back was the illusion that it wasn't possible. And in this space, there's no rush, no hurry. There's simply the knowing that your potential is endless, that you're beginning to tap into a deep well of creativity, of intuition, of power that's always been yours. You can feel that now, can't you? It's almost like a new energy flowing through you, a current that gently pulls you towards all that you're meant to become. The more you allow this energy to flow, the more you feel connected to it. It's like the universe itself is flowing through you, urging you to move with it, to create with it, to step into your next evolution. Now notice how that feels, how the world begins to look different when you stop trying to control it and instead allow yourself to flow with it. It's almost like a dance, your mind and your body in harmony with the world around you, responding effortlessly to the rhythm of the universe. And with each movement, with each breath, you allow yourself to expand even further. The beauty of this process is you don't have to force anything. You don't have to try to change who you are or how you experience things. All that's required is for you to trust in your own ability to expand, to let go of the old ideas that once constrained you. And as you do, you begin to notice how easy it is to let go of anything that no longer serves you. It's as if your mind begins to reprogram itself, aligning perfectly with your true desires, your true purpose. Can you feel that subtle shift happening, even now? As though every cell in your body is remembering what it feels like to be truly free, to be limitless, to be whole. And as that feeling grows stronger, you start to notice how different the world becomes when you no longer see yourself as confined. When you begin to see the only limits are the ones that you place on yourself. Think about that for a moment. If the only limits that you face are the ones that you choose to believe in, how many of them are left? You might find with each passing moment, more and more of those limits, they simply fall away, like leaves drifting in the wind, as you begin to realize just how much more room you have to grow. And in this space, you may find yourself becoming more and more aware of the ways in which you've always been capable of far more than you ever realized. It's almost as though, with each new realization, you see the world in a new light. A light that's brighter, clearer, full of possibility and potential. And this, it isn't a distant dream. It's happening right now. It's real, and it's yours for the taking. So just imagine what it would feel like to walk through life with no limits, to experience every moment as an opportunity to expand, to evolve, to create the life you desire. Every time you think about it, notice how your mind begins to adjust, how your beliefs begin to align with the truth of your limitless potential. Because the truth is, you've always been capable. The limits, they were never real, just reflections of past beliefs. Beliefs that no longer serve you. And now you're stepping into a new reality. One where your power, your potential, and your creativity, they're fully unlocked. Feel that now. How each breath, each thought, it aligns with the deeper truth. You're limitless, you're free. And you're the one who decides what's possible. And you can feel that shift happening now, effortlessly, naturally. And the more you allow yourself to experience this, the more you realize your life is a canvas, and you are the artist. Your life is unfolding before you, and every moment it's an opportunity to create, to evolve, to step beyond any boundary. And as you continue to step forward, you might begin to notice all those old beliefs, those old stories, they seem so far away now. They were never really yours to begin with. As they fade, the new story begins. One where you're free, expansive, unlimited. A story where your true power, your true potential unfolds in every moment. Now, as you let this new reality sink in, you can begin to feel how each day, each decision becomes an act of creation. It's like you're the sculptor of your own life, shaping it with every thought, every action, every breath. And the more you allow yourself to experience this new way of being, the more natural it becomes. Like a river flowing smoothly towards the ocean. Your life flows towards its highest purpose, towards the greatest expression. And you can feel that unfolding now. It's already happening. It's already begun. You've already stepped into it. And you may have noticed in every moment you're interacting with the world in subtle, powerful ways. It's as though your thoughts, feelings, breath and movement, they're the most natural yet incredible, sophisticated user interface. Just like when you click on an icon on a computer, it triggers something to open, something to run. So too, with each thought, each feeling, each breath you take, your mind and your body, like advanced technology, they open up an entire system of processes quietly and effortlessly. What if you were to think of your body as a finely tuned, self-regulating system, almost like the most sophisticated, complex piece of technology ever created? A system that interprets the world, processes data, and even, without needing to be reminded, sends out its responses through movement, sound, touch and emotion. It's almost like a machine, but more than that, a technology, so advanced you can't even fully comprehend how it works. And yet in every moment you know it works, because you experience it, don't you? And it's fascinating, isn't it? How you process information, how the world comes in through your senses, and how those senses input, whether visual, auditory or kinesthetic, they get processed within. In the same way a computer gathers data and analyzes it. And your body and mind, they do the same thing. You might even notice your body processes all of this without you having to consciously do a thing. There's a part of you that's working in the background, operating everything like a finely tuned machine. You breathe, you move, you feel, and all of this is happening, even when you're not fully aware of it. When you think about it, it makes sense. What if your mind and your body, they're just like a system, a network that runs on this flow of data, this exchange of energy, just like a blockchain. Each new piece of information connects, interacts, and builds upon the last. You don't have to think about the countless processes happening in the background. Your body, it's already doing it. The body is the technology, isn't it? The system is the interface. The world outside of you is just a reflection of that interchange. Now imagine for a moment how different it might feel if you could embrace the idea that you are the technology. You already have the system, the processing power, the interface all built in. And just like a computer that learns and adapts on its inputs, so too do you, adapting the environment and processing the information that flows through you. But here's the twist. What if you didn't need any external upgrades? What if you already are the upgrade? What if you already possess everything that you need right here, right now? You don't need to look outside for the answers. You've all the potential inside of you. And think about it. How often do you go through your day interacting with the world, receiving information, but not consciously aware of the technology that's always working inside of you? So imagine for a moment where you stop and realize you've been using this advanced, self-regulating technology all along, processing, responding, creating, all effortlessly, all naturally. It's almost like this technology within you has been waiting for you to truly recognize it. And once you do, once you truly embrace it, it becomes easier, it becomes automatic. You find yourself not needing as much from the outside world, because everything you need is already right here, ready to be tapped into. And the more you recognize this, the more natural it feels to trust the process, to trust yourself, because in a very real sense, you are the technology you've been waiting for. Now picture this, every thought you have, every feeling, every moment. It's like you're opening new programs in your internal system. Every time you open one of those programs, it runs smoothly, efficiently, without hesitation. And what's amazing is, these programs, these thoughts, feelings, emotions, and actions, they work together, perfectly synchronized. Every little task, every response, every piece of data, it's processed in harmony without any need for external intervention. And as you allow yourself to tap into this understanding, you begin to see how much more expansive your potential really is. Like a computer that knows how to process massive amounts of data effortlessly, so too can your mind and body process new experiences, new challenges with the same level of ease. You begin to realize the same technology that helps you breathe, helps you feel, helps you think, is the same technology that allows you to create, to change and to grow. And just like any piece of advanced technology, It improves over time, adapting, learning and evolving. And you might notice even now how much more capable you are, how much more you have at your disposal than you may have realised. It's as if you're simply awakening to the power that's been quietly running in the background, waiting for you to tap into it. And with every new awareness, with every breath, you may feel how it becomes easier and easier to embrace that power. Let go of any doubt that you're not already everything you need to be. It's almost like watching a computer system power up, where each part comes online seamlessly, connecting and running its processes in perfect order. Your thoughts, your feelings, your actions, each one is part of a greater system, a greater whole that knows exactly how to function in alignment with who you truly are. You can feel it now, can't you? That deep resonant sense of knowing that your body, your mind, your spirit, they're all working in unison. And as you embrace that truth, you tap into the greatest potential. And as you breathe in, imagine each breath is like an update to your system, an expansion of your internal resources. It's like upgrading your software, but in a way that feels effortless, natural, and completely in tune with your true self. With every inhale, you may notice yourself becoming even more aligned with your infinite possibilities that exist within you. Every exhale releases any resistance, any doubt, as you allow your system to run at its highest potential. And what's extraordinary is, as you embrace your inner technology, the outer world begins to reflect this new sense of self. You don't need to chase after anything. You simply start to know that everything you need is already inside you. It's as if the external world is now syncing up with your internal world, creating a perfect harmony, a seamless flow of data that leads you effortlessly towards your goals, your dreams, and your desires. And with each passing moment, you may find the more you trust this internal system, the more it responds to you. It's like learning how to communicate with your most sophisticated piece of technology ever created, yourself. And the more you trust that communication, the more it works for you. No more seeking outside for answers, because you're the source of your own answers, your own strength, your own growth, your own success. And as you allow yourself to embrace this deeper knowing, you begin to realize you've always had the technology within you. You've always been the one who holds the key to unlocking your own potential. All you need to do is recognize it. It's as simple as clicking a button, opening a program and letting it run. So notice how you begin to feel lighter, more aligned, more confident. The more you recognize everything you need, it's already inside you, the more natural it becomes to trust your own system. With each breath, you can feel the truth of this belief settling deeper, becoming more ingrained into your unconscious mind. You're the technology you've been waiting for.